Good. Good levels. All right, guys. So getting together, hanging out. I told Tom and Kevin I wanted to do this. Tom, I actually talked to you, a couple weeks ago. I said, wouldn't it be cool to sit down and do some podcasting and maybe do like an offshoot, like a historical kind of cast iron podcast, but nonetheless, for Squarebodies, I like to do a variety of things and touch on different topics. And you guys are the ones I learn from. So I thought it'd be good for all of us to get into one spot and sit down and shoot the breeze and talk about the fun side of buying and selling things, because that seems to be the way that all the culture of everything's going now, buying and selling everything. You have Pokemon, you have people buying and selling used clothing and vintage. It's just huge right now. And social media is an uphill battle, as we all know. And I just appreciate you guys taking the trip to come out.
No, we appreciate you doing this. This is awesome.
There's a collector base for everything, so it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
You see a little bit of everything when you go out and venture, like literally everything. It's pretty impressive. Like, even if it's stuff like I'm not into, like I still enjoy it and share it on social media.
It's fascinating what people are into.
Yeah.
Oh, it really is.
You got to respect when someone has like a 30-year collection, even if it's of things you don't like Raggedy Ann and Andy buttons or something.
Yeah.
So many Hess trucks.
Yes, Hess trucks.
Raggedy. But these are old. Move. They're worth money.
Yeah, they don't move for nothing.
Nothing. They're boat anchors.
They're all worth about $5 each.
Yeah.
Even the old green ones that I used to get when I was a kid.
Yeah. That's like my dad talks about toys they had when he was a kid in the 50s. It's like it would give you CTE. Like they're solid metal toys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But what would you think you would collect if you didn't? Because I mean, at heart, you guys are into cast iron yourselves. You have to be. If you weren't collecting and buying and selling cast iron, what do you think
I know
it would be?
Tools.
Tools?
Oh.
Yeah, tools is tough.
Hell yeah.
Yeah? Like woodworking tools?
Just
tools.
Like Snap-on.
I've got tools at home that my grandfather gave me.
Really?
He actually made some in the shipyards up in Jersey City.
Made tools?
Yeah. He worked the shipyards.
Wow.
In Jersey City. Yeah.
Huh.
So
I just hit an estate sale last week and zero cast iron, a couple pieces of Pyrex, and just dug through a bunch of tools that I didn't need, but I ended up picking up a couple old SK sockets.
Yeah,
SK,
they're good.
And then I snuck in a couple Snap-on.
Nice.
Snap-on's always good.
And,
that's a great find.
And that stuff costs like $640 per wrench.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
They mortgage their homes.
See the
Mechanics
see the
mortgages
Snap-on. They see the Snap-on truck rolling by. It's like someone's
guilty
going into debt.
Yeah. We use them at work. But the cool thing about what we do, where I work, my day job, we work on tanks. So the wrenches are the big wrenches, and they're big money no matter where they are. So if you buy them once, my dad was a tractor mechanic growing up. He worked on big machinery. He had all Snap-on stuff, and his philosophy was, you buy it once. And if it breaks, you get a new one for the rest of your life. You don't have to drive anywhere. And you just, it's a one-time thing. Even though it is expensive, if you think about it, there's guys at work that buy Craftsman stuff, but they've bought 10 or 12 of them throughout their career instead of buying it. I bought screwdrivers in 2012. I never had to buy them again.
You have to buy all that stuff yourself, or does your job...
No, we do. We have to buy it yourself. It's like teachers buying school supplies and stuff. Like some stuff the school should pay for, some stuff the teacher has to pay for. Consumable stuff like taps and end mills and drill bits and stuff, that's work pays for that. But if it's like a wrench or something you're going to have for the rest of your life, that's on you, because you could take that with you job to job. Yeah. But it's good because Snap-on, you could buy used Snap-on stuff like you did at your estate sale. You can go to a Snap-on truck and turn it in for brand new tools and then flip it that way too if you wanted to. Which is
interesting.
Which somebody that's buying it from you 9 times out of 10, that's exactly what they're doing too.
But then it leads into a whole. It's almost like OCD now, because then I picked up like a 10 millimeter, a 13, and a 14.
Lucky to find a 10 millimeter.
Yeah, I know. Nobody has a 10.
Nobody. Snap-on 10 millimeter, man. You're talking some rare. You're Griswold 2 territory there.
For sure.
So then it's like the OCD kicks in. It's like, maybe next time I'll get like a 7, 8, 9, You
would have put the full set together.
The full set together. Do I have fine Craftsman ones already?
Fine.
From size 5 to, 20, yes. So you don't need it.
No. What would you do, Kev? What do you think your focus would be if it wasn't on cast iron?
Oh, man, I don't know. It's tough because
You do a lot. I see you.
I go. Sometimes I bring my buddy picking with me, and he's always looking for baseball cards because we used to collect baseball cards.
That's big
as
now.
kids, and then also like we grew up in a sweet spot, like in the '90s with the it was like the end of the Square Nintendo and the beginning of like GameCube, and so we have like.
Video games is big.
Yeah, so video games would be tough. Like, we used to find a lot more of that out in the wild.
Ugh.
And, like, just say, like, 7, 8 years ago. And then now, it's tough.
COVID did that a
COVID.
lot.
Yeah.
The only 2 fights I've ever seen at an estate sale were both over video games.
Really?
I believe it.
There's guys. So the lot of the yard sales around here, I don't know how they are by you guys. Probably not much different, but a lot of them here, they get early birds so early. Like a yard sale, say 8 o'clock. They say there's jewelry guys and video game guys knocking on the door at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. So a lot of them put up like caution tape or like cones or something, and those guys are sitting there waiting to go, and they will. I knew what you were going for. I knew what you were going for. Then I'm like, do you have any of your grandmom's shit later?
I see that at estate sale. I see that on like Marketplace too.
Yeah.
They'll be like, they have a list of things they are selling, and they say no early birds in caps.
Yeah.
You ever have your own yard sale?
Yeah.
I hate the early bird thing. I'm trying to set up, and you're running through all my shit. I hate it.
Yeah.
So I get it, but the only 2 times I've ever seen anything get to a physical level at an estate sale was both over video games.
Yeah.
And it was only within the last 5 years.
I haven't witnessed anything
No.
physical at an estate sale.
Yeah. Okay.
I've seen people take things right out from under somebody looking at it, but
no
fights.
I haven't had any physical altercations. I've had a verbal one time. I was at a flea market, and there was a guy, Griswold 8, large logo. Guy had it on his table for $10. The guy in front of me was haggling, trying to get it for $5. They're going back and forth and back and forth and back. I'm like, I got the $10 if you want it. And the guy sold it to me.
Yeah.
He's like, he goes, I know what it's worth. He goes, I'm not going to sell it for $5. And then the guy told me down the line, that was very out of line for you to do. I was like, well, you know what it's worth? And he's a cast iron guy.
Yeah.
You both know him. So
Yeah.
I don't really believe in beating people up too much.
You guys kissed and made up since then, no?
Yeah.
Good.
I bought, with the amount of money I spent with him, that was my way of kissing and making up. So.
Yeah, good. It's too much. There's too much. There's too much drama between some of these cast iron queens.
Yeah. There is. You're right. I
try to stay neutral because
you do a good
hard.
job of that.
It's I don't know, man. Why
try.
can't we all just get along?
No, exactly, and that's the way I feel.
Of course.
You know what? We're all trying to do the same thing.
Some of us are trying to do the same
Yeah.
thing.
I know my main goal is to collect and preserve.
Yes.
Yeah. And make a buck in the meantime.
That's out to fund your own fuel.
it's like
It's funding my retirement.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's my
We're not
retirement
going to
job.
get rich doing this stuff.
Absolutely
but,
not.
No.
making a few bucks is a happy side effect.
Yeah.
It's but yeah, I jumped into a role of being like I'm kind of like a introductory guy. Like 75% of the people I sell to are newbies or people that have a few pieces and always want to start using it, or they're a little afraid. So like I'm like the king of commons, like I sell like most of the just generic entry level unmarked or
BSR.
Yeah, but there's beauty in that
mods,
consistency, though, dude. You're very consistent.
I just try to put some asses in the seats,
Mm-hmm.
and then a couple of years down the line, if they get into it, they're like, you want to upgrade to the next level, spend a little more money. That's fine, but in general, to get people to use this stuff,
I burned through all my common stuff.
A big goal. It's like
Quickly.
You're selling a few Toyotas to get them into Lexus at the end. I see.
Yeah.
But you're consistent, Kevin. You're very consistent. I learned when I was coming up in this, I always enjoyed cast iron as a hobby, even in the early 2000s, cooking when I took care of my grandfather. And then once I moved out on my own, I got some of that cast iron and I enjoyed it and learned. And then I met you at the first punk rock flea market you did, I believe it was, or before that even. And
because we knew each other, I think, from Columbus.
That had to be 2012, 13.
Yeah, it was pretty early.
And I learned a lot of how to do it right from you. I learned a lot. And I like the guys that there's no secrets and no shared information, because the goal is preservation and the goal is getting people to learn how to cook with it and,
Right.
Build a customer base. But one thing I learned from Kevin very early on that I still think of a lot is there's enough out there for everybody. If you think of all the houses that had cast iron and how much, that was the only thing people had. There wasn't multiple lines of Teflon coated bullshit like there is now. There was 3 or 4 brands of cast iron and everyone had a few of them.
Right.
And you told me a long time ago that's not feast or famine. There is enough out there for everybody. And that changed my whole mindset on this.
Yeah, no, it's true. But I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, you show up to Columbus, and then you see like 2 or 3 people you're just like, oh man,
Yeah.
kind of sucks that you're here because it means
Yeah, no,
it's going to
absolutely.
be less for me. But in general,
Yeah.
there's enough for everyone, and there's different levels too because like there's people like yourself that will go and buy higher end things from like say Bill that has like a lot of Griswold and charges a little more.
Not from Bill anymore, but in the past years, yes.
Sure. So there'd be levels. Like
Bill got a little nuts.
Again, I'm the king of commons, and like I'll just scrape up all the
Wagners and
Unmarked Wagner.
undesirables, and
I do the same.
The Island of Misfit Toys.
As long as it's vintage to antique, I'm picking it up.
Dude, your booth looks like your booth, Tom, is like it's got this nice high up. Everything's kind of hanging.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a Southern kitchen layout. Whereas
that's funny you mentioned that too because like a lot of people steal my. I don't even think it was an original idea, but they steal my idea of using the collator.
I was going to get
really
there.
cool.
Do you know how long it took me to find one of them fucking things after you told me what it was called?
That all the time.
Paper correlator?
They're like $100 on Amazon for a good one. One that holds like, I guess they're rated for like 15 pounds, whatever.
I bought a vintage one because I didn't see them on Amazon.
Yeah, mine is thick. I got it for $3 at an estate sale. I've been using it ever since. But that being said, like people steal that from me, and that's great. I want to share, but I've seen your setup, and I was gonna pick your brain about that because I've seen it. Going to like antique stores and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like people have the wall and they either have like coffee mugs on it or bowls or even cast iron, but setting it up on your tent, that's kind of neat. So I might steal.
It's a very cool layout.
That idea.
So
I have to pick your brain after the show.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. So I did have one problem and I lost a friggin' 666 on it. One day.
The breakfast skillet?
Yeah. I about 3 shows ago, I didn't secure it all the way, and it fell.
Okay.
And I ended up cracking a 666.
What I like about his setup is
drove me crazy.
you could see the bottom.
The worst piece.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, no, there's.
But I had another one, and I sold that one.
Oh, okay.
So
The first
everything happens for a reason.
The first 666 I ever found, which for those watching is a breakfast skillet. It has a long strip for like bacon and stuff, and then there's 2 squares for like eggs and toast or whatever. It's a square breakfast skillet. I was at it was the first estate sale I ever went to where they had butler's quarters. And every room had an electric button. You would push the button and it would send a signal down into the kitchen.
Right.
And there was a little light with a number of what room it was. And it was a boarding house. It was a 3-level boarding house on a river in PA.
Wow.
And the person that owned the boarding house, as the tenants would pass away or leave, they were funneling it down because the person was really old and they didn't take new tenants.
Right.
So the person wound up living there another like 20 years by themselves in their like 90s, you know.
Wow.
And I said, well, I'm looking for cast iron. She's like, we didn't even get into that stuff. I was like, there's some here. She's like, yeah, we have some. Cracked, rusted, old. And she's like, oh, here's a piece. And it was a 666. And
wow,
that was the first
cool.
time I ever saw it. That was a good 10 years ago. But I like the houses that have the good stuff because it's always like really interesting. Like you said about my bathroom, it's interesting to see how people live. Mm-hmm. And you can tell a lot about people's house. Like you tell a lot about people.
The pink
based on their
toilet and the pink tile, man. Come on, that's classic.
It fits right in with the Griswolds.
I kind of wish I had to take a Duke, but you know, just to take it out for a test. Take it out for a test drive.
Magazine.
You know? I haven't used a stubby toilet in a long time. You know. we upgraded years ago to the oval, the long one, so you don't have to do the tuck in. You know?
The buttons.
Yeah.
Once they take like 8 gallons to flush or fills up and takes forever to go back down.
You have to flush it, and then you worry about it'll be filled up by the morning.
Right.
For the next person that has to use it.
Well, the problem with the old stuff like that is getting it repaired. You got to find and match the tiles. Like when people break a piece in their collection, they got to fill it in. My nephew this past weekend, literally last weekend, he goes, I think there's something wrong with your toilet. Can you fix it? And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just slow. It's an old toilet. So he goes, no, can you come look? I'm scared. And he was visibly upset. So I took the lid off the back of the toilet, wasn't paying attention. Bonk. Where the toilet paper holder is. Broke the whole side of it off. Went to Home Depot. I was like, listen, dude, what is the strong... If you had to glue an elephant to a fucking airplane, what would you use? And he's like, this right here was like some... like a chemical bond, like one of those 2-piece things you rub together. Yeah. And it's held up pretty good, but I'm like, shit, how would I find the toilet paper holder to replace this? It would look like shit.
Not going into one of your neighbor's houses and take it.
You literally have to find one of these estate sales that's going to be a knockdown.
And steal it from the rubble pile.
Just be like, I'll give you $5. And you go in there with a hammer and you just
chisel it out
around it, and then you just save it for later.
It's funny, the guy that we bought this house from was the original owner, the builder. He was the plumber for the whole neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
So like when we were looking at the house, I was like, damn, there's 3-inch copper drains through this whole house. What the hell did this guy do? And they said, well, he was the plumber for the whole neighborhood. And the house to the right of us, there's only 2 houses in this neighborhood that have full basements under the house. Like there's a crawl space under this house. The house to the right of us has a full basement this size under the house. It's freaking huge.
Nice.
So, old houses are cool. I want them to have a yard sale so I can go down there and see my house with a basement because it's the same layout, cookie cutter 50s houses, And
now I'm going to chug a beer and hope I get a pee because I want to use the downstairs bathroom.
That's the 70s bathroom. That's the Brady Bunch bathroom.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
The downstairs one. It's all 70s.
That's a new toilet, that one.
Yeah, it is.
Boring.
Dude, I'm in my garage because the garage is attached to the den, and I hear water running, and I'm like, Christy's not home. I'm not doing laundry. Why is water running? I go into the bathroom, and there's water running on the floor. I'm like, where the fuck is it coming from? There was a little hairline crack in the back of the classic toilet that we had. Out of nowhere, it broke. So instantly, I had to figure out how to put a toilet in. It's the easiest thing in the world.
Oh, yeah, it really is.
I was panicking. I'm like, I got to call a fucking plumber on a Sunday. But I was sad to see the old toilet go.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science, but it's not the most fun thing, especially if you have to, take out the old one and,
they're heavy as hell.
You're doing it by
what it
yourself. You have to lift it off the thing so you don't
setting
break
it is the hard part.
And then I had to get a giant contractor bag to put it in because my wife is like, you're not going to let it drip across the house. I'm like, no, of course not. That's the priority. That's the priority, Don't worry about me. I'm sitting there doing this. It's like, during dinner time, and I'm barefoot because we don't have shoes in the house for the last since we've had kids. My toes are 1 inch away from being crushed. But the priority is drips of clean water across your kitchen. Unbelievable.
That sounds about right. Sounds about right.
The thing I did that I messed up was I left the carriage or the lag bolts on the bottom, and I set it down on the patio outside, and it fell over and broke in a million pieces.
Yeah.
So it was easier to throw out.
Yeah.
Well, that does,
sometimes they don't
toilet.
Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're seized too.
They were.
They
were. I had to re-drill them and
set
them and everything. But yeah, it was sad because I was like, "That's the original toilet from the house."
Right.
So I had to go panic and buy a new one where I would have loved to have found a vintage one to match.
So vintage bathrooms, my first house was Mount Holly.
Yeah.
And it was a 50s house, just like this. And we had a pink and black bathroom.
Just like that.
So I went out to Arizona to visit family. I come home to all of the tile. It was tiled walls, everything. All the tile on the walls except for the tub area was gone.
What?
My wife and her friend went in there and tore everything out.
Without asking you?
Without telling me, because she knew I would say, I'll get to it.
Kevin, you're thinking if you did that, I could see your reaction.
She's just lucky that it wasn't actually
She's lucky we're still married. She's lucky we're still married.
If this was actually 1952 and you're in a house and she made a decision like that, oh, man.
Dude,
honey,
I was so
honeymooner style.
I was so hot.
I Love Lucy.
Because then I had to remodel the bathroom.
It
And it was
didn't get
single
any water on the floor.
single
though,
bathroom house on top of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
No water on the floor though.
Man.
No water on the floor.
I can see
No.
your face like, Jesus Christ, if I did that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so that's I came home from vacation on to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Times are different, so
How much of your house is overtaken by cast iron? Because
All
I
of
will
it.
tell you, the hardest part of this is finding a way for it not to overtake your
So
living space.
all of my stock right now is going into my living room.
Oh my God.
Yes. So I have all those black and yellow boxes
now
stacked up in my.
now I'm back on her side, bro. Sorry.
Well, she's the one that told me to put them in there, right?
tough. That's
so
tough.
Nice.
yeah,
That's a tough call.
But that's only because the garage is full of her furniture.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's got a lot of furniture out there that I can't move anywhere.
All right.
And I have no place to put cast iron.
All right. Living room works
So
for me.
that's what's going. It's going in the living room right now. Now the dining room table has some cracked stuff and some stuff that hasn't been marked yet or inventoried, and then
So it's actively in your living space.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
And then I have my collection hung.
Yep.
In the kitchen, and I also have a shelf full of like Dutch ovens.
Dude, your kitchen
in your
is awesome.
living room, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Perfect for it. He had
No, it really is.
He has like where his kitchen is. It's like a fridge, and then there's a cove where there's like a stove.
Yeah.
And then he has like a side island kind of thing, and then the table behind it. So you're like You could prep all your
You ever
food,
take
cook.
pictures of that?
I have some
Not
pictures.
for me. I don't want to see them. Post them on social media.
Yeah,
That's-
you have a.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
No, that's cool, interesting stuff, and I would definitely comment and maybe steal some more ideas from you. I don't know.
Yeah, we're
That's
all
cool.
borrowing
But yeah,
ideas
but-
from each
No,
other.
In
that-
your living room while you're like
Yeah, dude, that's content.
watching Netflix with your wife, man. Oh, that would be.
No, that's the
that would
family
be-
room.
that
That's
would
where I
be,
unpack all the stuff that gets shipped to me.
That'd be
Okay.
that'd be a deal
So I
breaker.
have boxes
Holy
of
cow.
filling
Yeah.
and peanuts and
Watching a movie, laying down on a Griswold.
No, I
No, it's not that
I got
bad,
lucky in that aspect because we have like a 1950s ranch.
Uh-huh.
So like basically the basement is the same length and width as the whole house.
Right.
And then it's cut in half, and half of it is an apartment that we rent out to family and friends.
No, that's cool.
And then the other half, like literally I have like the first 15 feet, like 15 by like 18. And that's my office. That's where I keep everything. I got a shelf of dirty, got a shelf of still needs vinegar treatment, and I got a shelf of Etsy, and I got a shelf of finished and ready for shows.
That's cool.
And then
That's organized.
And then the
Yeah, yeah.
last 30 feet is general family,
Yeah. So
kids,
yeah.
just Christmas,
I have about-
holiday crap.
Yeah. My basement, I have a full basement in my house.
Yeah.
That I can't touch.
Why?
My wife is down there.
Okay.
She does her crafting down there.
Okay.
And she isn't.
Which I mean,
Golf
let's
the
give her
entire
the
basement.
respect she deserves. Her crafting stuff is very
No,
cool.
it's very cool.
It was neat
Yeah.
to see your booth
Yeah.
together with her. That
Yeah,
was very
you
cool.
saw her new thing, right? The Plantitudes.
Yeah, it was cool because
Yeah,
that's something you guys can do together.
Yeah.
Like
so
she can-
we've been buying double spaces.
How are those shows? I see you popping up at those.
Yeah. Rancocas is really good for us.
Huh.
It's neat.
Yeah,
His
Rancocas
booth
Woods
is cool.
it's a nice show. There's 2 shows a month.
I feel like I did that a long time ago. It's
You
like
may
a
have.
little, just like it's like a little around woods, and they had
Yeah.
like
Right off
there was like
295?
there was like a building there that used to be something. I don't know what it was, but
No, you're thinking of. Are you thinking of what used to be a machine shop? It's like a woods, and then there was an old partial building.
yeah, what one
That
was
was Florence. I came to that. I think.
I forget.
Oh, was that the Roebling show?
Yes, the Roebling show.
Oh, we did that last year.
That's the one I
Okay.
think he's
Yeah. I
talking
think that's
about.
the one
I've
down
done
on the
that
river.
A handful of times.
That's
That was,
down on the river?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Roebling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rancocas Woods is over
It just looked
Mount Laurel.
It looked like the few pictures of like the surrounding area. It reminded me of that one place that I did. and
You
it was, like,
guys
an
did-
old
Yeah, you may
building,
have. They used to do an antique show. They stopped it, and they just restarted again last year.
Seeing your guys' booths are what actually made me like kind of realize like, man, I got to up my shit. Like the paper correlator that you use. I like your booth idea because the way that you hang up your stuff, people don't have to touch it.
Right.
That's
right.
what I
And it's
hate.
easier to access.
That's my pet peeve when I'm selling
Yeah.
stuff.
Like-
You pick it up, bang, crack,
Yeah.
done. I
well,
hate
and that's the
No.
thing. I don't like stacking the skillets.
Right.
Because people, trying to get to the bottom, you might want the bottom one.
Right.
So I have the those dish rack
Yeah.
the bamboo dish racks, and they work great.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
keep a
neat.
lot of
Those are
stock
cool.
because it's hard to move.
Eliminate people touching them. That's why
Yeah.
that paper correlator's cool, because you can look in there and see what it is.
No, I stack. Like, I'll have like 5 unmarked Wagner 8s on top of each other, and if
as long as they're all
you
the same.
lose one to spillage, it's a
Yeah.
it's a percentage. It's like a gamble. It's like when we go buy a stack of black and it's all crusty, and chances are about 10% of them are going to be cracked. So,
Yeah. Yep. He looked like when I've seen you picking before. I've seen you pick and look at stuff. Like, you ever see like a bird when it walks on the ground and it like listens for a worm?
Yeah.
When you're banging doing the ring test, you're like listening like that. I'm like, damn, he's really like. I watched how in depth that was for you.
No, because there's a ton of people that don't like when you cut these and repurpose them and make spatulas, and
Why is there so much
that.
controversy around that?
I don't
I
know.
think because people want to preserve the history as much as they can,
Right.
but they're a little.
It's dangerous to use a cracked skillet to begin with, though.
But also, talking about metalworking with you, it's like you pay $8 for a skillet that you sell for $50, but to pay a professional to weld it would cost cost you $50. So you'd be losing $12 each time you have a professional weld it. So someone came up with that idea to repurpose them as like spatulas, or I've seen people. If they're really cracked and you can't make a spatula, I've seen people cut the handle off and sand it down. You make a bottle opener.
Yeah.
There's all these.
I've seen that too. That's pretty cool.
That
but
is pretty cool.
The other thing, there is a big misconception that the cast iron can be welded, but the carbon content in cast iron makes it only able to be what's called brazed.
Yeah.
And brazing is a softer application. And with brazing material, you're either using like a silicon bronze or a carbon bronze or a steel bronze. What that does is it expands and contracts so much, it'll never expand and contract molecularly. It'll never expand and contract back to its true form. So you're always playing with the chance of cracking it more or it just popping.
I've also seen people use nickel rod. Like what would be
Same thing.
It's the same.
Same thing. You're getting an expansion. That's a different heat. Every metal heats up and contracts differently. Right. Cast iron, because of its porous nature and its carbon content, it retains its shape with minimal change.
Right.
And
Except
the only
for
reason,
Wagner 12s.
right? Glass ones. Yeah, but when you introduce a new metal to it, it'll never bond perfectly, and you'll always get that expansion. It'll never be true. It'll never be perfect. You have the chance of it popping.
I found a shop that's going to do it because it was, again, not an original idea, but I've seen people pop the handle off, cut out the bottom, and you just braise the handle on it, and you make a bacon press.
That's fine.
I
That's
have
cool.
2 prototypes of that, but finding someone to do it at a reasonable cost and wants to do it, because you have to heat everything up, and
well, with cast iron, you can't just go into it and weld.
Right. You have to preheat it to like.
You have to preheat it. Yeah. You have to get it with anything brazing. It's like sweat and pipe. If you're doing plumbing work, you can't just get in there with the solder.
Right.
You got to heat the pipe up and let the metal accept the new metal, so to speak, for lack of a better term. But I remember the first thing I ever tried. I didn't know this back in the day. I was still in welding school in 2011, and I had an Erie 9, and I tried to weld it and fix it up. There's no way it would be functional. It didn't wobble or spin, cracked, and then I fixed it, and all of a sudden it's got a little wobble to it, and it's just not worth it. So, but I would hate to see an Erie cut up as a pizza oven or a pizza slice, or a spatula. You know what I mean?
A lot of the purists, mostly old timers, but a lot of the purists, they think it's just like the worst idea. Oh, it doesn't even work. It's not flexible. And like, dude, so many other things you can go complain in the comment sections for that's actually valid.
You ever get any hate messages?
Well, yeah. Again, like when I post like spatula pictures, you'll get a couple like, such a waste, you're so stupid. Like, shut up, man.
What are you going to do with it otherwise?
Shut up, man.
I'm preserving a little bit of the history.
Yes.
And also I paid $12.50 for that, bro. I want my money back.
Yeah.
and
Hallelujah.
Honestly,
Hallelujah.
It sounds crappy, but like,
I mean,
a $40 Lodge number 7 cracked is now a $75 spatula. So you make more money, but it's a lot of work. It's.
I think people
Yeah.
think people are doing it with fully functional normal skillets, which I don't think anyone ever did.
I've seen a handful of people on Etsy do it with newer lodge stuff,
Which is fine because
Yeah,
that's a
you-
Walmart.
You wait till it's on sale. And
Yeah.
you get them for $14 a piece, and then you roll them over for like 50, 60.
Have you guys been to Lodge in Tennessee?
Yeah.
It's
No.
Kevin.
It's cool.
You gotta go, and
That-
if you
that
go,
museum is cool as hell.
bring the truck because they have the seconds room.
Oh my god.
They have all the cool,
It's awesome.
like
I
you know how they
know.
have the wildlife series that's hard to get.
Yeah.
They have all the second runs of that. You just scoop them up for $12-15.
Oh man, I know. My buddy, another dude, his name is Ken, cast iron Savannah. And when he was new, he was always hitting me up with questions. So I sort of mentored him too, but he just kept going.
Yeah,
By year 3, he didn't need me anymore,
Yeah.
But he actually works for them, kind of like does like, I guess like contract work, sort of. He doesn't like
for Lodge
draw.
cast iron.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So
really?
he does like shows with them, but he's always sending me pics. He does like he goes to the Cornbread Festival. And,
That's cool.
Man.
I missed that by a day last year.
But he's like balls
I heard that
deep
was
he's
nuts.
balls
It-
deep
that's
in
what I
lodge
hear.
stuff, and it's just he has the biggest collection of minis in the country.
Really,
All of, like the mini of the advertising.
the
skills.
advertisements.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went down there because he was like retiring from the retail.
How many
End
guys
of
have
it.
told you that, and then you see him with a stack of
So
skills?
I went down there. I went down there and scooped up like 80% of his stuff, man. He gave me a good deal, but I drove like, I think it was 11 hours to get there.
You took the bourbon down there.
Yeah.
Jesus. Christ.
11 hours to get there. And I spent the night. They took me out to a nice seafood boil down there.
Damn.
Down in Georgia.
Damn.
That is
And then it
nice.
took me like 15 hours to get back because that was like, I don't know if you remember, there was like something happened on a bridge in Maryland.
Oh,
Like, there was a bridge
the boat
collapse.
ran into it.
Oh, where
The
the boat,
bridge
yeah, it was just
collapsed
like-
and a couple people.
yeah, it was
died.
that was
Like,
the
oh
boat.
my
That
gosh.
was that
Like,
like 2 years ago? right?
Trust me, that was the worst. Like it was like, oh my gosh, I was like, I can't believe that happened. But then like, honestly, like when I'm sitting, it tacked on 5 hours to my drive home.
Wow.
So I was grumpy
Yeah.
old man. I was
Yeah.
like driving through like
that kind of
Virginia to avoid, like, son of a gun, man.
Here we go.
So
I like picking the South. I try to do that
fun.
at least once a year.
Yeah,
There's some
it's fun.
spots in Tennessee and Virginia I like to hit. But the cool thing about the South, picking the South, you can't. It's physically impossible to do even in a week's time. There's
Oh, yeah,
so
absolutely.
many little places because down there you could start a business. Hey, you want to start a business? Cool. What do we need? The state says, oh, you need a sign that you're a business, and that's it. It's not New Jersey.
Right, right.
You can literally do whatever you want.
Right.
So there's so many new places and there's just so much down there.
There is.
No, I drove with my brother-in-law. He had like some delivery to do, and we drove straight down. And we had a couple days to kill, so we hit like all these big ass flea markets in Florida.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're huge.
And
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same. It's the same as markets here. You're gonna get people that like sell stuff for like,
Retail.
they see it on eBay. They're
Yeah.
like, this goes.
They're selling old.
After you put in all the
Right.
work, here's how much you could sell it for.
But then
Yeah.
like there was just so much just laying around, and they'd be like, give me $5 for it.
Yeah, I follow a guy that does a lot of flea markets in Florida, Georgia, and
Yeah.
and it's just amazing what he picks up and
Who's
puts
that?
down. Georgia bottle picker,
Oh man, that guy's he pisses me off.
does he?
No, it's such a neat thing, and he does like all
Yeah.
the things that like cast iron, but he's like
Yeah.
bottles and
He
tools.
picks up everything. Yeah,
I know. The part that pisses me off is he's like old and boring like us, and he went from 2,000 followers to 8 to 16 to
Oh,
like
did he?
100,000 followers.
Who's this guy?
Georgia bottle picker. I'm
Georgia-
just talking trash. I'm just jealous.
yeah,
But he's like old and boring like us.
yeah,
He'll be like, "Yep, going to Sarasota this week.
yep. That's exactly how he talks too.
Let's go buy.
Exactly like it.
I'll
A little bit more twang, but yeah, it's
I'll give you
exact-
$20 for that skillet and a hammer."
That's
does
really
the same
cool.
crap that we do.
Yeah.
Took off.
Yeah,
Dude, I'll be the first to tell you, I don't understand it either.
Took off.
I don't get it.
I mean, good for him. I'm just
Yeah.
talking pretend crap.
It'll
Yeah, no,
happen.
I get it.
Obviously, he's knowledgeable and he knows
Yeah.
what he's doing.
As long as you
But he
stay
has the
consistent.
editing skills like I do, which is like none.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
Kevin, give yourself more credit.
Seriously, no.
You do the YouTube channel. What is your YouTube channel? The same as your Instagram, Castironkev?
Yeah. It's.
I love that. You GoPro.
Look,
your
we're both wearing
Our gear, yeah.
This is. I mean, it's terrible.
Yours is
to do
much
this.
nicer.
This is like going to a concert and wearing the band shirt. it's so crappy. It's like fashion faux pas. You shouldn't be doing this crap.
Oh, I'm so glad we're doing this.
Yeah, no, this is it's a terrible. But my marketing department sucks.
I have actually really.
I barely paid a guy.
My wife is.
I barely paid a guy, but he sucks. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Your wife is
My wife's on point, man.
dude.
She really is.
She's not
That's
playing.
cool that you guys could do shows together, though. That's kind of neat.
It's not easy. Trust me,
No,
and she'll
because
tell
then
you.
you have probably twice as much crap to carry.
I just want to strangle her sometimes, though.
I did a show with Tom where he's like, "I'm just gonna take a walk real quick," and he comes back and everything's good.
Yeah.
Then she's like, "I'm gonna take a walk real quick," and they're good. And I'm watching like. I'm studying them because she is literally helping him. This is when she was kind of in the early stages of doing her crafting stuff because she had a couple pieces. And then fast forward, 6-8 months later, I go to the street fair in Bordentown and there they are with a double spot. She's got her own stuff. She's got her own cash register set up, and Tom's on this side. I thought it was awesome.
She's my cashier, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
She's my marketer.
at the very least, in between kicking each other's ass, at least you have a bathroom buddy.
Yeah.
That's the big.
I go do these shows
Yeah.
myself, and
Yeah.
if I don't befriend someone next
I've
to
done,
me,
I've done a few solo
I'll
shows.
die,
and
man.
It's tough, man.
So for those
I drink
that
too
don't
much coffee not
understand,
to have to go.
Kevin's saying that if you're doing a show and you are the only person in your booth, you have to literally leave your shit abandoned to go find a bathroom. I've been in that situation. I hate it.
oh, it's the worst.
I don't do
man.
anywhere near
Especially
the live stuff you guys
Especially
do.
in the summer, man. And
Oh,
all I drink is like I cut down on coffee, but all I drink is basically coffee and water.
Uh-huh.
And then like it's a summer, you're sweating it out a little bit, and
Good? You want another one?
oh
No, I'm
man,
good right now.
it's the worst.
What was the best show you think you ever did? Like, what was the best? Is there without?
We did the
bringing up
Philly
any-
home show this past year.
That was pretty cool.
That was really cool. Yeah, I wish we didn't have that snowstorm, and we could have got Sunday in, but we bailed.
Oh, I know
we
that
bailed.
thing you guys were trying to do. Yeah, I didn't mean to bail out of that, but the weather.
Yeah, that weekend was
Anything-
It was
that
cold.
weather, we still did okay.
We did. Yeah.
Anything-
I didn't sell any
oh.
cast iron that weekend
Wet
because I had
is,
some guy across from me selling everything dirt cheap.
Wet is the enemy for us.
Yo,
so
no,
I was like-
absolutely.
it's like
I
the
got a
wind.
show
The
on
wind
Sunday.
is coming in.
I got a show on Sunday, and I'm looking at the weather. Saturday it's supposed to rain Saturday into Sunday, but some of the forecasts are saying it's supposed to stop early.
Right.
Some are, so you don't know. Like we did a show 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago it was, and no rain in the forecast. Started pouring down rain at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I should get your money
You know?
back.
Yeah. Well, no, thankfully cleared, and we had a pretty good show.
Good.
Honestly.
What was your what do you think was your first? What was your first show you ever did?
We did something at New Egypt.
Okay.
It was like the nighttime thing for Halloween
Oh yeah.
that they do, and
Okay.
we did that was our first ever show with cast iron. The week before, I sold some at my yard sale at my house.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, that was my first
You
actual show.
do okay at like places like that because I found
New
like,
Egypt?
when I started going and
It has to be
early
attached to
on,
an event at New Egypt.
Yeah,
But early on, like I would even go sell at Columbus, and I found that
I did
I found
okay.
that people they love looking at it, but
Yeah.
nobody goes to a flea market to spend retail. You know what I mean? Like,
retail.
they
vintage,
want to
right.
do what we do, but without
Ex-
the work. They want to find it in perfect condition
Right.
for $15, not
Yeah.
That's why I say
buy it for $40.
Right.
Even though it looks the best, it looks
Right.
way better than anything else I run into. Like I found,
absolutely.
So I stopped doing that early, and I started doing like fancy
So
pants,
when you met me at
street fairs and stuff.
and I said what we do. But when you met me at Columbus, we did like 3 more weeks,
Yeah.
and that was the end of Columbus.
Okay.
I haven't-
You
I haven't
did
sold
okay
back
at
there.
Columbus or not?
We did okay, yeah.
New
No,
Egypt
I
has to
scalped.
be
Made it-
attached.
I-
I
usually made our money
pulled a
back.
Kyle on this guy the first time I met him. I scammed a couple pieces from him.
Dude, my
it was-
lack of education was not strategic.
It was I think I bought
was
a
a Wagner-
breakfast.
it-
Brought a breakfast skillet that had
yeah.
some boogers on it.
Yeah, it was
And then I
pretty
bought a I bought a cracked or like it had a big
It had a big chip in it, yeah.
The griddle.
Yeah.
Immediately turned that into a
Kevin,
Well, you told me
$120
you were going to make a spatula out of it.
spatula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, go for
That's
it.
kinda
I'm not.
crappy.
I wasn't making spatulas, so that didn't matter to me. I got my money. I got more than my money back.
Kevin beat
No,
me up
yeah,
because
so-
I traded shit with him back in the day.
He'll
No, I know,
never let
early
me down,
on.
obviously.
Kevin, you're going back freaking 13 years ago, 12 years ago.
I know.
I traded shit with him,
I'm
and
like
he
an
still
elephant.
beats me up, man.
I'm like an elephant, man. I remember everything.
God. Fucking
Walks in with a box full of just stuff that he got for free from like Sanford and Son. Cracked skillet.
I brought you cracked stuff because you wanted to make spatulas.
No, that was way before
This
spatula.
was the perfect opportunity to bring a big crate of like rusty old Lodge and just drop it on his front porch and walk away.
Free spatulas.
Yeah.
No,
You know
I
what I
wish
did
I
get-
wish I did, but I didn't start doing that till like I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago. But yeah, that was early, man. I'm
Wanna
just
know a
busting
cool
your
thing?
chops. That was
No, I know you are. If I really thought you were, if I thought it was real, you wouldn't be in my living room.
Yeah.
One cool thing that Kevin did. This is a cool thing. So, in 2017, I had a buddy at the time. I randomly said, "You want to go to Tennessee to watch the big eclipse? Remember the eclipse?" Mm-hmm. Tennessee, where my family lives, in this little podunk hillbilly town, NASA deemed that as the #1 place in the country to watch the eclipse.
Wow.
So you see all these people with farmland and all this open property that people are selling spots to literal people with. I saw telescopes that wouldn't even fit in this room. That were huge setups, 3 or 4 guy setups. They look like cannons.
Wow.
So I took my buddy down there. I said, "Well, I got a place we could stay for nothing. I got a idea that I go there every summer anyway.
Right.
Just come down and experience it with me." On a whim, we went down there, and we went to Lodge, and I got a Great Smoky Mountain 2017 Lodge skillet to remember the weekend. And I had sold Kevin something, and that skillet was in that lot by accident. And I looked around the house. I'm like, the fuck, where is that skillet? And I texted you. I said, "Hey, do you have that 2000? Is there a 2017 Lodge skillet in that collection?" And he saved it, and I got it back from you. And it turns out, years later, Christy was in the next town over
Get out of here.
watching the eclipse
That's funny.
in 2017, and that's where, like, back in the day, so we met on Tinder a decade ago, and they connect you with people the way it worked if you were close to one another.
Tinder's that old?
Yeah, yep, 2017, 2016, 17, yeah. I think Tinder came out in 2012, 2013. But anyway,
I wouldn't know I was married.
right. But basically what Tinder did was, hey, okay, you're in circles close to each other within a certain radius. She was visiting her dad in Lancaster. I was visiting my parents in Lancaster. So it put our circles together. It said you had crossed paths earlier before. I'm like, what the fuck? And it turned out it was in Tennessee during the eclipse. So that skillet is very special to me.
Yeah.
And the fact that you still had it, like, I mean, not that that's a big seller,
No,
2017.
That's neat. Sentimental value.
It's-
and
I
here,
have,
and here you tried to pawn it off as part of the Sanford deal.
Heartless.
I remember that batch. You gave me a bunch. Well, I take them because I don't really care about like.
Hey, I didn't
Like some of them are wobblers, and
Yeah,
you can't sell to electric. If the bottom's not, But
Hey, the handshake seals the deal, man. That's the thing. But
so I should have kept it and sold it for $17, right? No, that's cool. That you know what I mean. Like sentimental value always trumps.
Always.
Like I'm doing like literally a batch of family BSR, like 2 Red Mountain Birmingham Sylvan Ranges and like 1 Century.
I was going to ask.
You know,
That was a question. I was
total
gonna ask down
retail
the line.
value like $75, and these people, they were like, this has been in my family, and we want to be able to use them. I was like, all right, so charge them.
I get scared restoring people's shit because I'm afraid to break it.
No, there's a little. This is less stress. Like somebody gave me like literally 8 Griswolds one time,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
and like
A whole family collection.
yeah, it was like 8 of them, and like most of them were commons, but there was a number 4 heat ring.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And then there was a number 11 heat ring.
Ooh.
Wow.
So I'm just sitting there as like, like.
I have one of those in my private.
But I
stock.
in my mind, like I always treat the $20 one the same as the $200 one.
Sure.
But like when it's not yours, I was kind of like,
You're a little bit more careful.
gentle and
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I did a customer, and he had a couple of cracked ones. One was an Erie 8. So, it was upsetting.
Yeah, it's
And
sad.
then he had two number 3s that were painted with lead paint.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So they were both ruined.
I found my first Birmingham Stove and Range enameled piece this past weekend.
I saw the pictures of that.
I've never seen one before.
Yeah,
I've seen
it was
pictures of, but never
it's
seen one.
unconfirmed that they did it themselves. Like there's a whole again, Facebook is super helpful, but like these people are like
There's no true answers to literally anything.
But these
It's
people
typical social media.
these people are sharks. Like, you go in there and talk too much smack or act like you know what you're talking about. Holy crap, you get stomped.
Lit up from some dude in like Nebraska.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, one of the BSR there's a BSR club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you could definitely ask there, and the answer you'll probably get is that it was unconfirmed that they ever did it, but it was more than likely in the 60s and 70s that a second company would buy them.
Yeah.
And do
Really?
that process.
Is it rare though to have an enameled BSR? It looks nice. It's a very nice skillet.
It depends on the color too.
Yeah.
It's flame red. It's just normal red.
like certain, because most of the ones people find are like
Brown, aren't they?
70s brown.
Yeah.
I saw
awful.
a ton of brown when I looked on eBay.
Yeah.
I didn't see as many red as I did brown.
So I would say it's but you're not even allowed to call things rare.
no.
You have to say hard to find.
Yep.
If you
Rare
say,
is
if you
the-
if you say rare, it's literally has to be, one of
Spider
one,
Star
one of
4.
one, or maybe 3 of 3.
Yeah.
No, or else you get your ass stomped, man.
What do you think would be the closest thing to rare that you've bought and sold?
Oh man.
What's some cool pieces? Let's run it.
Well, I could kick off with a jackass story.
Okay.
Like early on, like probably the first 3 months.
Oh
And
no.
I was at Columbus, and I was just looking for my regular skillets, and I literally had $80 in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like you, dude. I get there at like 6:30. Part of the flashlight
Right.
brigade.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Of course. Have to be there early.
And one of the first tables, it was just a skillet hanging, and I recognized the front. It was like sandy and gritty, and it was hanging. And I picked it up, and it was Grateful Dead,
No.
Oh yeah.
The Lodge Grateful Dead?
and it was the 8-inch. Wait, not 8-inch, or maybe a number 8. I don't know.
Yeah,
There's
number
2
8.
sizes. It was like
They did a little
I
4.
thought they did a number 5, and a number 8.
Yeah, a little guy and then a big guy. Yeah.
So it was a number 8.
Oh
And
no.
I'm like, hey man, good morning. How much? He's like 35. And I was like, what if I offer you 25 and you take 30? I was haggled for him,
Yeah.
Right.
and he wouldn't budge.
Yes.
Oh my
And I'm like,
God.
all right, maybe I'll come back. And I never went back.
Kevin.
$35, dude. That's like 35% of my budget.
So
I just got there.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
have-
$2,000
I have a
skillet
story.
now.
No,
Really?
first of all, at the time it was 500, which is still
Now what is it?
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
5K. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I have
Grateful Dead.
a story similar to that.
I wonder who got
Mine was a Wapak 3. I
No.
had it in my hand.
Yeah.
I had the money in my pocket,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to spend it because I was actually had the money in my pocket for another deal that I was driving a Facebook Marketplace pickup.
No.
Yeah.
Wapak 3.
And I put it down
Okay.
and walked
what
away.
were you trying to get for it?
200.
200 for
Yeah.
a 3?
Yeah.
That's
Which
a little
is- which
steep.
is-
That's
which
steep
is
though.
which is basically
Retail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could sell them for like 220.
I was going to say
Yeah.
nowadays a 3,
Yeah.
because a 3 used to be one of the first, because I had a 3 I got from Englishtown.
Oh yeah.
From like
I've
a-
never done any
from
good
like-
at English.
Oh, neither do
I
I,
haven't
but
been in
once in a
Englishtown
while
for a kid,
I
so.
had this one string where I did really well. Like a lady was selling like a whole table of Griswold.
Oh, nice.
It was my first 666, and she wouldn't budge. She wanted $10 a piece. I was like, all right, no haggling. I mean, haggling's fun, but yeah, if it's
Yeah.
cheap enough,
Yeah.
it's but I got a Wapak 3 early on, and it was $15.
Oh
wow.
my God.
And
Wow.
I cleaned it up, gave it the business, and I put it up on one of the selling
place?
sites, and it went for like 175. But this was years ago. Like,
Yeah.
So
Dude, that was probably
certain
sick
numbers
for you.
Certain number
$15 to
three.
175.
Yeah.
That was probably
Oh, it's
sick
such
for
a
you.
that's a great day. You know.
Oh,
it is.
God.
Absolutely.
It pays for the next
10x, man.
Pays for
Anytime
the
you
next 2
10x on a
shopping.
skillet.
Yeah, definitely.
God.
That was sweet.
So I guess with I don't know any fumbles. I dropped an Erie 10 and had to pay for it.
Oh no.
That was
Like
a long,
literally.
long time ago. Yep. And I didn't even ask the guy how much he wanted for it before I dropped it because it was raining
Right.
and it was wet and I picked it up and it had grease on it, slipped out of my
Yeah.
like fuck, cracked it.
Oh my god.
And I couldn't tell if the crack was there before I dropped it or not. The guy, I had to give him $150.
That sucks.
I kept it. I have it.
Yeah.
But I had to buy it, and that was my nut for the day. So I just went home, called it.
Can I interest you in a spatula?
Yeah. I'm fucking glad we're doing this.
I'll give you the same kind of discount you used to give me.
The lack of education discount.
Yeah.
Come on, man, you can get $50 for this spinning Griswold.
Spinning Griswold.
I think we've all spent too much money on site. I call it tuition.
I always spend too much
It's
money.
tuition purchase.
Yeah. No.
Oh, yeah.
And
You ever
In
buy
this day
something
and
thinking
age-
it was big and it didn't turn out to be
Yeah.
something?
In
I've
this-
had that happen.
well, you buy big and like I have a number 12 Griswold I bought.
Right.
Paid $100 for it.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, it's worth a lot more, but
Right.
I paid $100 for it. It's cracked.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah,
what, you know,
no, that's
that
tough,
sucks.
man.
I
That's
bought a
tough.
Yeah.
I bought a Griswold 12 slant logo. I could tell it was. I thought it was a slant. It was so chewed up and
Yeah.
rough. I lie bathed it for like 2 weeks. It was bad, and then I took it out, and it was a buttered over Griswold's Erie 12
Oh,
with
nice.
with the slant logo. So
Nice.
it's one of the first slant
Yeah.
logos ever because that's when they did away with the.
Yeah.
But you can still see the.
I have that
was pretty
16 griddle I have is
Yep.
like that. That round griddle I have.
I think
is
I
like
showed you that 12 before. I'll show you after that we do the show. It's pretty neat.
should have
I
been
don't-
one of your props.
I know. I don't keep anything crazy value in my collection because I feel like if you buy like a Griswold 13, you find a Griswold 13 for a couple $100, you sell it for
yeah.
$2-3 right away. Why would you hang on to it and risk breaking it? That's money. That's money
Yeah.
in the any.
Yeah,
any
no,
skillet like that.
when you first start doing this, like the first 3 or 4 years, like you have a sickness where you buy everything.
Right.
And it's like, because, you just get so excited. Like, I still get excited. You see a stack of black on a table when
Yeah.
you're walking by.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
oh, man, because you never know what you're going to find. It's like
Right.
a Cracker Jack box.
Right.
But early on,
Three
like,
notch.
I had, because I was still selling here and there, but I was, my office was still in my garage.
Yeah.
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 And I had like not full sets, but I had like Lodge, 3-notch from 3 to 14.
Whoa.
I had Birmingham number 3 to 14.
Wow.
I had Unmarked Wagner 3 to 14, all sitting there, and I'm like, man, that's so cool to look at, but I'm not.
I did that.
I'm not
I did
ever
that,
going to
yeah.
use all that stuff.
No.
So
Right.
aside from
14
making
3-notch?
yeah.
I've never even seen that.
No, it's no, you have.
They're pretty
It's
common.
not. Yeah.
Is
They're
it
pretty
common?
common,
It's hard. It's harder to find like
I've sold,
a no
like-
notch or
Oh,
a one
I know
notch.
what you mean.
Just like
Yeah.
a generic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's such a big swing too, because some of those, like depending on what molders, it could be made in the 40s or 50s, and some of the molders marks it's from 60s, 70s. So it's a huge, broad range. So
Right.
It really
I'm
is.
sure they were mismatched, but the point is, when I was looking at it, first of all, it's impressive. It's like, again, it's like maybe a little bit of OCD, but completing sets is fun as crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I do the same thing with Pyrex to a lesser extent. You get sets and it's like cool.
I love
And also, I put extra Pyrex on the end of my table.
Yeah.
For other people to be like, my last street fair, they were like, "How much for that blue?" And it was like, $25. They're like, I just broke mine last year and I can't find. I was like, okay. Like, so complete other people's sets and make
Yeah.
a few boxes.
Yeah.
Like,
I,
but yeah.
I love that. There's so many people that are like, if I'm going to collect this, I want the 2 to the 12, and you
Yeah.
fill in. If your client, you have a client or a buyer, needs to
Right.
fit in that collection. Oh, it's fun when you find that piece. Like, hey, look what I found.
Yeah, I did. I
No,
just did
it's
that.
very
with that
satisfying.
lodge.
Yeah?
That 4 lodge I just sold to a guy. He's got now. He's with the 4. He's got everything except for the 12 and 14.
4 arc
Nice.
logo, right?
Yeah.
That's not an easy pull.
Yeah.
A 4 arc
Sing-
logo.
No, it's Arc logo buttered over.
That's right.
So
that's right.
it's a single notch for
That's pretty
that
cool.
has the Lodge buttered over.
For a
Arc
while,
logo.
I was doing a podcast years ago where I was going into the history of cast iron, and then I shortly realized that it wouldn't be a long series because there's not 100 episodes worth of material for that. But I like the guys that collect certain variants, like smiley logos, or like the guys that know the history between Chicago Hardware Foundry and how they burned it down. Basically, the people that worked there burned it down because they came in and changed all their pay. And they're like, if you don't like it, leave. They're like, wow, we got a better idea. You know, like the people that are into the history.
Yeah.
It's an awesome
it's,
story.
It's important to keep the history alive and just keeping these things alive. Like even a 1960s unmarked Wagner. Nobody really cares about.
They're generational
but
pieces. That's something we say
each
our
piece,
shows.
Each piece tells a story, and this thing is already 60 years old. You give me $40, and you're gonna have it until you pass it down. Pass away, and your kids sell it for $5 at a garage sale after you go. You know what I mean? Like that's not the point. The point is it lives on for another generation, and that's important. And I don't know. Things were just built to last, man.
Yeah, it's sad. Things were built to be.
Now things are built to have like a shelf life, so you buy new, and I understand how economies work, but I think they could delay it and make things last a couple more than 4 or 5 years. Like even cars today, holy cow! But
we're in a throwaway
I guess
society.
That's
why
I won't be invited back to
away.
that show when we talk about cars and other things being built. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's just like that's a whole nother episode, man. But,
I don't like I don't know if you saw the truck in the driveway, 35-year-old Chevy truck. I got my parts for it at Columbus.
Yeah.
No, it's sweet, man.
I like working on it. I like being able to buy cheap parts
work
for
on it.
Yep, it's a Chevy 350. I could buy parts at the same table. I could find a Griswold. I'll find a water pump for it. You know?
Yeah,
no, absolutely.
It's nice to have.
Did you guys find like as you got more deeper into cast iron, you became better cooks, or were you always good cooks? Like, do you think? Because I can tell you for one, I used to cook a lot, and as soon as I got into cast iron, I like hyper fixated on certain recipes.
No, it was definitely a learning curve because I didn't get into this stuff. It's my wife's fault.
Right.
Like when we were dating, like I lived with my buddy. We had an apartment, and she'd come over and be like, make something. And she saw what we were cooking with, and we had all like hand-me-down scratched Teflon from Uncle John, and
T-foul and
just,
shit.
Yeah, right.
UVC
we just
shit.
had like bare bones garbage, and she's like, I'm not cooking with this crap. So she's kind of like a modern day hippie. So we did some research, and it led to cast iron, and then I think she went and bought like I don't even want to say it's Lodge she bought a newer pan,
Right.
like
Ozark Trail.
from Target, and she didn't have much. Well, we didn't have much luck with it because again, she was so used to using like either steel or Teflon, and you got to crank the heat to get it going, and so she was doing the same thing, and she still does it to this day, even though she knows better because she's an impatient chef. Like she'll like crank it up. I'm like, just notch it down a little bit, but it led to me going to a couple flea markets after doing some research, and I bought. I think it was, I forget what the place is called. It's like a little market that happened on like Tuesdays and Saturdays out by going toward, going toward Golden Nugget. But it was like this little family place. Rice's, yeah. So
Tuesday and Saturday, it's right over the bridge.
So yeah, it was like in the summer. It was a Tuesday, and I bought like a set of 3 marked Wagners for like $30.
And that was it.
Took it home.
You still have them?
Did some research. No, because eventually we got different sizes. Like we went larger.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Well, I'm not going to use this little one." You know what I mean? So it ended up to be
cycle them out. Yeah.
So no sentimental value there. Although we do have her grandma's unmarked Wagner 8.
That's cool. That's
and
awesome.
her grandma, passed recently, and
I had my grandmom's 9 Griswold slant logo 9 from my family's farm. That's what started it all.
Actually my mother-in-law just passed down slant logo number 8
That's cool.
double griddle.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That was really
cool.
that's a real. She also did a couple other, Mark Wagner's couple of lodges that that she had. She doesn't use them anymore. So
You ever seen a number 11 Griswold griddle?
Yeah.
yes,
I have one.
Yeah.
I
They're
have-
crazy. Like
I have it.
There was a estate
tailgate.
sale. There's a estate sale down the road from me at a house, and I walked there.
I watched that episode.
You did?
Yeah.
It was, and I thought it was so crusty, and I overpaid. I think I paid like $125 or something.
Yeah.
which is,
That's still good though.
No, that's a really
that's
good
a lot
price.
to pay for me, man. I'm a very cheap person.
Yeah.
No, but I thought
have to
it was so dirty, but it was so huge,
Yeah,
and I thought it was an 11, but it turned out to be a 10,
That's still okay.
which is huge. So
They
the
are
11 is like.
yeah. I have a 10 at home right now that needs to be cleaned.
I had a guy trade.
I have
me
an
that.
I have an 11. I got, and it's an off foundry out of just outside of Reading. I forget the name of the foundry.
Marietta.
No, it's not Marietta.
You ever seen Marietta pieces?
Yeah,
They're
I've
pretty
had
cool.
them.
They wrote big as shit on the bottom.
Yeah.
Marietta on the
Yeah,
bottom. It's
and
half
Made
the
sure
bottom
you
of the
knew who it
skillet.
was, right? Yeah.
Honestly, half the ones I see are those oval Marietta and
Pots?
The pots.
yeah, and
Yeah.
and they're nine
Bird
times out
baths,
of nine
crack.
times yeah 9 times out of 10 they're
Drilled
just
out.
Drilled
so
out,
yeah.
chewed up, and that sucks.
I think it's cool that Marietta was one of the brands. They were still gate marked when they were doing bottom logos,
Yeah.
which is cool. I have a
Yeah.
couple pieces. There's a
No.
guy. There's a
I
guy.
sold one over the winter.
New England cast iron. That guy. I bought some pieces from him over the
Okay.
years. Any pieces from my personal collection, I'll buy from guys that do like Etsy stores and stuff. I try
right.
to look through them first, and I stay away from eBay like the plague.
Right.
I've been burned on eBay bad.
Have you
Yeah,
really?
well, at least on Etsy, like it's expensive,
And you can always
is.
reach out to
but
the person and
at
ask
least
them,
9 times out of 10 the people are going to be
course.
shipping it safely.
Yeah.
because eBay, it's like a huge risk. Like people will throw it in there with like 2 cotton balls, be like, it's iron, it's not going to break, dick.
Yeah.
Somebody was trashing me on
And
Reddit.
then you don't get your money.
Yeah.
Then you don't get your money back, or I
Yeah.
don't know. It's always a hassle.
Somebody trashed me on Reddit. I sold a waffle iron to a guy out west, and I wrapped each paddle. So the waffle iron is 3 pieces: the base, paddle, and the other paddle that link together.
Right.
I wrapped each paddle, wrapped the base, and it got there, and one of the paddles had poked through the box. Mm-hmm. So the guy's like, it was improper. He tried to get his money back and everything, and I was like, well, I'm sorry that happened to you, but did anything break or get damaged? He's like, no. I'm like, all right. And then everybody on Reddit came to my side saying, well,
Right.
it obviously was mishandled. Somebody dropped
Yeah.
it, or you know how hard it would be to drive a paddle handle
Yeah.
through a box with a pool noodle on it and bubble wrap. So
Reddit.
no matter what, you're always going to find somebody that's going to try and get their money back. But what I got beat on eBay, which is the only time I ever sold anything on eBay, and it was the last time, it was an enameled Griswold number 8, red enameled with a white surface, perfect shape, and it has the casting number, and it was an S, right? Shipped it immediately as soon as it said it landed. It's delivered.
Right.
Got the thing that it was broken. They sent pictures.
Oh, my gosh.
And it was an A as the casting number. It was somebody
told
trying
me
to
the
scam
story.
me.
Yeah, yeah,
over
yeah.
it. PayPal took my money, his money, held it until there was an investigate. They look into it, figure it out. There's like a holding period or whatever. I literally had to say, the pictures the guy's providing, look at the sale picture
Right.
versus what he's showing you. He put the, whatever the logo was, A and versus
Right.
S. And I won the money. I got my money back, or I got to keep the money from the sale.
Right.
But to go through that,
It's a pain in the
every fucking, like, I could see.
That's my biggest fear.
Even
going
1 out of
in-
10 I
'cause
wouldn't
haven't
do that.
really done online sales yet,
No.
and that's my biggest fear.
I do
is
everything through
those
Instagram.
people.
Is people that I have a connection with that see my stuff, that follow me, that trust me. If anything happens, send me a message. I pay for insurance for every package that
Right.
goes out. If there is a problem, I will either refund you, I will get your insurance money through shipping, or I will send you a replacement piece, and then I'll get the shipping money back.
Right.
Or the insurance money back.
Right.
I have had maybe 6 to 7 breaks in the last decade. And 3 of those breaks were all in the same zip code in Massachusetts. It's all by how it's handled. It's
Yeah.
literally all if they adhere to the fragile.
Yeah.
You know how the Postal Service will give you those big, huge rolls of
Also,
fragile.
what are
Yeah.
you doing on Reddit?
What do you mean?
Man, Reddit is so tough. It makes Facebook look like a
I don't go on
kindergarten,
Reddit
man.
anymore.
Oh, Reddit. Those people are like, whoo.
A
Like,
cast iron page Reddit mod? Can you imagine? It'd be like
gosh.
dealing with Bowser.
I go on once in a
Mario.
while and like, but man, like even I get stomped there, and I'm like one of the nicer, iron
Not
people
on,
out
so.
there, and
Dude,
I
you
got
would be
stomped.
surprised.
And thankfully, I saw a couple of people that were like,
Dude, people say nice
Etsy,
things
like,
about you.
Yeah,
on Reddit.
people like, I couldn't believe it.
Very
'Cause I
nice.
saw people saying like, Etsy and eBay prices suck, and they were like, well, except for that guy, he has okay prices. So my discount prices on Etsy, is the only reason why I made it out of there alive, I guess. But
We were on Reddit Cast Iron one time, you and me, in a post. Someone asked who to trust on Instagram and who to not. A guy said you, me, Cast Iron Mike, one other guy.
yeah, Mike's a good dude.
Mike's a great dude.
Yeah.
Who's a guy in Texas? There's a guy in the South somewhere. I can't remember his fucking name. It escapes me, but they listed a bunch of people that they had bought from, and you and I were both on that list. They said, go with any of these guys, you'll be fine.
I'll take it.
I know, me too. I was like, geez, that's
We need all the press we can get, right?
right?
Yeah.
I don't go on Reddit anymore because it's literally when you think you know everything about something, which I don't think I know anything about
Right.
anything, but if you think you even know a little bit, Reddit will make sure you know nothing.
Yeah,
They beat the fuck out of
that's
you
a
on Reddit.
tough.
Oh, really?
That's a tough place, man.
It makes Facebook look like
Yeah,
kindergarten.
Kindergarten, Facebook is tough, man. You go into
Can
one
be.
of those dedicated groups like
Yeah.
Gate Marks only or BSR only, like, whoo, man, you got to be careful.
It's a lot of time though to separate
whole-
each conversation too.
can't.
Anywhere you go about BSR, anywhere you go about the Red Mountain Century Series,
new. It's
Oh, my God.
huge. You're not allowed to call it Red Mountain anymore
No,
unless it
because
has like
the huge
unless it's like
spouts.
the ear is more than
Yeah.
0.3 inches larger than the. Oh my God, it's like-
No, it's
they
that
get
crazy.
they get that crazy. Yeah.
yeah, it is.
They don't
true.
have. They don't consider anything a transition piece. That the spout got a little bit smaller, but it's still got the.
I mean, I'm
hand
worried.
scribe number
I
on
just
the bottom.
well, on mid restoration on a transition. Well, what I would call a transition piece, but it says it has a made in USA, but it still
Right.
has a 12 on the bottom where it used to for
Oh,
Red
that's
Mountain.
cool.
Right.
So to me, it's like that could be a late transition. Like I wouldn't call it Red Mountain because it says made in USA, but
Yeah.
if they're still using a mold because it's perfectly fine,
Right.
and it's like 3 years later, and it like they're
Right.
already they whatever 1965 or whenever Century started, and they're still putting the numbers there for now, and then they eventually move. Like to me, it's still part of the transition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
you-
love
absolutely.
transitional.
But you got to
Yeah.
be careful, man.
Well-
you cannot say hurtful words like transition
No.
or rare.
you're absolutely right.
No, but with
It's
honestly,
ridiculous.
like these people are a pain in the ass, but you need people like that.
You
to
learn
keep-
from them.
Yeah.
You do.
You learn
You certainly
things,
do.
and they keep
Yeah.
tradition alive, and they did all the research. Like there's so much research involved,
Yeah, there
and
really
you
is.
don't really get to share how many hours that you, quote unquote, waste. Doing the dirty work, reading through pamphlets or
Yeah.
looking through
Old catalogs. Yeah.
like
Right.
So you got to give these people their props, but
I like me.
could they be a little nicer?
Of course it could. The sweetest
Maybe.
people in the South. I was in Townsend, Tennessee. There's a little teeny antique store on the back roads to the Smoky Mountains. There's a little place in the gully of the Smoky Mountains. It's called Cades Cove. It's the first place that people settled in Tennessee and that whole region. And it's in the
Okay.
basin of the Smoky Mountains, obviously where all the water was. And it's like from the 1700s, the settlement. And it's a 10-mile loop. And it's in the back roads. This little tiny place, and I pull over in there, and nothing in there. Maybe a couple little, 3-notch lodges and shit, And I asked him, I was like, "You ever get anything, crazy? Here's my card or whatever." And she's like, "Well, my husband's one of the chairman of the Griswold Club of North America or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool. That's neat. I do a lot of it, little of this, little of that." And then we, traded Instagrams and stuff. And she called her husband, and she said, "I have a fella here looking for Griswold stuff. His name is Kyle, and he's on Instagram." And he says, "Is it the fella from New Jersey?" And
Oh, wow.
She said, "Yeah, and he came, and dude, his collection,
Ridiculous.
stuff I didn't even know existed in
Who
Griswold.
who was it? Do you remember? His name or
Had to be. It was before the eclipse. It was before I moved out of Hopewell, so it was probably 2015. The guy could be dead. He was old. He was an old timer. He was showing me pictures of his shit. He didn't take me to his place, but he showed me stuff he had. I didn't even know Griswold made this stuff. Coffee roasters and like
tobacco
corn
cutters.
grinders and tobacco knife. Yeah.
They made everything.
They had a corn husker that was Erie cast
Nice.
iron stuff that I didn't even think was like. I would have walked by 20 of them before I realized Griswold even made the damn thing.
Right.
And it was cool because the old timers are the people that you really learn from because they're the ones that want you to carry on the stuff. They don't care about being right or wrong and mouthing off on Reddit.
Sure.
They want you to understand this is how we can keep this going.
Yeah.
And there was nothing he wouldn't share. It was so fucking cool. I would love to meet more people like that rather than like, that's from 1941, fuckhead. Those guys. We don't need any of that. I don't.
Yeah, you run into a lot of Columbus.
I haven't been to Columbus in over a year.
Yeah.
Who hurt you, sir? show us on the doll where he touched you. You did a lot of research.
Share it with us.
Share it, and then sometimes you're gonna get new people being like, "How much is this worth?" And of course, you have to deal with but you want the new people to
beat up
educate
price.
it and learn and pass the craft
Well,
on.
that's what I love
pass the
about
craft on to their jerk off sons.
Yeah.
Who will be like, "How much is this worth? My dad's dead.
Yeah.
My dad's dead.
I just inherited this.
Dude, this is gonna be Clip City.
How much can I get? How much can I get?
It's a riot.
Shut up, Dick."
Yeah.
But no, there are people that only care about the values of stuff.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
that's
and unfortunately, that is part of it, and it always fluctuates, much like the stock market. Like people, it's up, it's down.
Every piece we own is only worth what somebody's going to pay for it.
No,
best advice my dad ever told me.
Yeah.
Nothing's worth nothing unless you get a guy in
you
cash
could ask
in front
a
of
price for it, but you could hold on to it forever.
Of course.
You know?
No, but even with the little basic research, you could find a ballpark. Usually, usually, like stuff like your oddball, like that's going to be a tough one.
Right.
But don't. No, we're all a little odd. Look
what we do.
Look at our shirts.
Yeah, I know.
But don't, you know better than to go on Reddit and be like, "How much is my red enamel worth?"
Red enamel, that's flame.
But just
stupid.
Just maybe very apprehensively slide it into the BSR group and be like, "Hi guys, I just found this. I don't know too much about it. Just a couple things, but don't go in there and say anything."
You kind of have to soften your own blow.
Just
I'm
don't.
blind, deaf, partially autistic. I have no idea.
I've gotten hammered in a couple of the groups,
Yeah.
and it's just like, why do you call yourself an identification group if you're going to sit there and
trash me?
Yeah, about asking a question that I don't.
No,
I just want to be
because people, especially like moderators and stuff, that've been there for 7-8 years, and you got to go through the same wave, like every whatever it is. Say Christmas time, people ask more questions because they bought a couple or they're looking to flip stuff to make money, and you got to deal with the same. How much is it worth? What is this one? And it says on it Wagner. You know what I mean? Like, so I could see why people do get pissy, but if you want this stuff to keep going, you have to get younger people interested in this. You can't do that by being a stodgy old man.
Dude,
no, you're absolutely
that
right.
is so perfectly said.
No,
you're not going to get people into this business by pissing them off and being nasty to them. It's going to scare them away.
Right.
I honestly feel like that's why there's a lot less muscle car guys right now, because it's not an inclusive, like, hey, welcome kind of thing. Like, I feel like it's got air conditioning. It's not a hot rod. Like, there's so many. Yeah, there's a lot of that shit there.
No, there is.
But how we doing on time, Ty? Where are we at?
1:13.
Oh, good. Okay, cool.
What's the limit? Is this like Rogan? It goes 3 hours?
Nah, we do like maybe hour and a half.
Good, because we are not that interesting.
No, I didn't think we were this interesting.
No, it's good. This is great. This is fine. This is Clip City, dude. We busted into clips.
Hear me.
You got it.
I know. I wish, but I can't. I can't have a second. I couldn't possibly.
You don't want a second one?
Nah, thanks, bro.
All right. Well, you got some to take home. But
Thank you.
Yeah, we can.
Does that include a cooler, or do we have to pay extra?
It says stolen.
You'll pay later.
He already did.
When you come looking for something in his
He could turn it into a spatula.
Yeah, he'll want it back, but the next time he comes and buys shit.
It's a sentimental cooler. Give me it back.
You remember that cooler I pretend gave you? It turns out that's the day I met my wife.
God, I need a skillet. You're roasting me, dude.
I met my wife when I was given that for free. I kind of need it back. Okay, friend.
Fred.
What a pal. What a pal.
Oh God! So let everybody know there's your socials. Where can everybody find you?
So I'm on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
That's it right now.
At Tom's Refined Iron.
At Tom's Refined Iron, yes.
Yep.
And that's what all I'm doing right now.
Okay.
I'm not doing much in the way of videos or anything. I don't do a lot of social media content.
Okay.
I post my shows. I post my calendar.
Okay.
Post some before and afters.
Yeah.
I should, but you know what, Kev? I just don't do it for some reason.
Right.
I throw things in so quickly.
Well, I shouldn't be giving advice. I don't have 7,000. Like this guy. He should be giving us the advice. But yeah.
Right.
No, you know what my advice is? I have no idea.
If you do like before and afters and stuff.
I started doing that when I first started refinishing.
Dip tank videos and stuff, that kind of stuff.
I just stopped because I wasn't posting anything.
I never got
So I just
traction
stopped
on any
taking
of it
pictures.
until I started cooking with it. That's when I got traction.
I know, and my big hang up is I should do more reels.
Yeah. Reels
You
are
know?
good.
Yeah.
I think reels, because people have the attention span of like, a rat on steroids, you know, it's like, just post a 13-second reel.
Disgusting.
But yeah, I got to get more into that. But
You're Cast Iron Kev on
at
Instagram.
Castironkev, yeah,
YouTube.
YouTube videos just showing, picking.
Yeah.
Your
Not
videos
just-
are good, man. Don't
Yeah.
downplay it. Your videos
Yeah.
are
No,
awesome.
they're great to
They're
watch.
again like it's so funny because I suck at editing and like my little GoPro takes pretty good footage and
It does.
but like apparently it's too good because like half the people that meet me in real life they'll be like, I can't believe you're so tall. Like apparently the GoPro makes me look like a bloated Smurf.
Like you have it on your forehead?
No, like I'll just be like, I'll be like, okay,
Well, he
like,
holds it
here's
up,
what I
yeah.
got, and
Yeah.
and like it's
I don't
like
know.
It's a super wide angle, so
Yeah.
dude, and they'll be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
they'll be
yeah, I
like,
can
they'll be
see
like,
that.
I can't believe you're so tall. I'm like, dude, I'm 5'9", 170. I'm like, not a big person, but they expected to see like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, it's funny. But yeah, so I do videos and I try to show a little bit of everything because if I just showed our stuff between that and not being like an exciting, like, look what we found here. Like I'm not one of those excitable pretend people. Like I am who I am when the camera's rolling, and then when it stops, I'm the same
Person. Yeah.
That's what you have to be.
So, but I show a little bit of everything. You know what I mean?
No, you
Like,
do. You do a
I have,
good job
I have
of
a
that.
respect of
You have an inclusive nature to your content, and I like it.
just like handmade stuff or
Yeah.
collections of just Christmas
Yeah.
bells. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like that crap. But if someone has it spread out and they
Looks cool.
and they passed,
Yeah.
and their family is trying to find a new home for it, and like, man, I'll be like, that's so impressive.
Yeah.
This person must have collected Christmas bells since
Yeah.
1913.
I saw one like
Like
that
even
this
if it's
morning.
not your thing,
I was at
you
Columbus
gotta
this
respect
morning,
that.
and frogs with crowns.
Frogs with crowns.
Frogs
Nice.
with crowns. There was like
Very-
8 of them there. I was
It's
like,
very specific.
yeah. I
that's
was
cool.
like, that's weird, but
It's always sad to
Yeah,
see
there were-
the
there
dog
were
treat thing with the dog's name on it at
Yeah,
the thrift store.
yeah.
Like, damn.
well, it's like that going into an estate sale
Yeah.
and seeing and the photos,
Yeah.
the family photos that are left behind.
It's sad.
It's weird.
Sad.
I
that's,
feel you're going through somebody's life.
I think cast iron is one of the closest ways that you can not stay connected to your ancestors, but like I have my grandmom's stuff. I have my grandmom's Griswold 9. I've never restored it. I just keep it going the way she had it. You know what I mean?
No, it's kind of crappy to say, but like at the very least, this stuff is sentimental value, but also you can use it.
Yeah.
It's not like getting a Prince frog.
Yeah. No,
It'll
absolutely.
always,
Bubble on a shelf.
it'll always
Yeah.
remind you of
absolutely.
it'll always remind you of Gammy. Yes,
Yeah.
but it's gonna stay on the shelf until you pass.
Or you break it.
Whereas, like, you know what I mean? Like if you're using Gammy's skillet,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
you know
It's
what
part
I
of
mean?
your
Like,
life. It's feeding you. It's providing
Yeah.
you
it's
sustenance
still
of your
useful,
existence.
and then you could think of
Yes.
that person
Yeah,
almost.
getting memories with
No, we have a griddle at home. We use it all the time. We have an unmarked Wagner 1109,
Yeah.
and it's
yeah, and
greatest griddle I've ever owned.
Yeah.
it's
and we use it all the
daily,
time.
A daily
Hand me
reminder
down.
of somebody that meant something to you.
Yep.
And then you cook for your kids or your friends and family,
Yeah.
and then you build memories for yourself.
That's
from
the
that.
part I enjoy the most is cooking for people that I care about. And like having friends over and saying, okay, we're not ordering pizzas. I learned how to make filet mignon and we're having chimichurri steak, you know, like that kind of thing. Like sharing a meal with a friend. I like pizza too.
Oh.
I'm not against
Cast
a
iron
Griswold
pizza.
14.
Yeah, I was going to
Cast
say.
iron pizza's the best.
Yeah, I have a couple
Yeah.
I
Griswold
heard you
14s.
pizza's
I heard
the
you talk
best.
about a 16 griddle, so you could do
Yeah,
some
I do.
nice
Nasty
pies with
pizzas in that bad
yeah.
boy.
Wait, what do
Yeah.
you do, like from scratch with the dough raw? And
No, I go to
everything?
shop right and buy the dough.
The
I get
oh, yeah,
and I get
bread
the
dough,
yeah.
cooked?
No, it's actually it comes in a ball,
Oh,
frozen in the bakery section.
Yeah, okay. So then
And
you're
you-
full on.
Yeah,
forming
no,
the dough?
absolutely.
So you're doing the
Yeah.
the
The wife does that.
Yeah.
I do the easy part. I put the sauce on. I put the cheese on.
we tried to do this pizza company, this pizza oven brand
Real fun.
called Gosney.
I'll show you some pictures of it later.
You ever heard of Gosney pizza ovens? They're one of the ones.
No.
They're like the backyard pizza oven.
Yeah.
People like Uni Gosney.
Yeah, right.
They're great. They're made in Germany. Super well crafted. Like a thing looks like a little Porsche. It's like perfectly. Yeah, it was. I had everything laid out in front of me to make a good pizza,
Uh-huh.
but I couldn't get the peel thing.
Right.
And I didn't practice. I invited my whole family over
Oh no!
for pizza night, and it turned into calzone and stromboli night because we could not figure it out. But it worked.
That's not bad.
We made it work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were still learning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a learning curve to everything, but
We
it's.
do it in number 3s up to number 12s.
I have 2 Griswold 14s I use
Tough.
for pizza
It's
night.
tough, like,
It is.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Dude,
Fucking
Problem
right.
was
We always
didn't
have a
know how
blast doing
we
it.
didn't know you had to make it so hot.
Yes.
You have
Yeah,
to have it
the oven has
very
to be
hot, or
yeah.
else the dough
I
sticks.
know, and some of those ovens get up to like 758.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I
That's
get
where you got to
stressed
go
out,
with it.
like,
We didn't know that.
You guys ever hear of the Grill Dads?
I love the grill dad.
Yeah, like early on, for some reason, they befriended me, and
Yeah, me too. I love those
I
guys.
sent them a few things, and like I sent them like 3 number 5s,
Mm-hmm.
Wagners, and then like 2 or 3 number 7 Wagners. And I was like, "What are you going to use this 7?" And they're like, "Oh, our pizza oven." I'm like, "Oh man." So I don't know how that went because they got a pizza oven. They had like a sponsor.
I could,
And I don't know how it went, but let's just say, like, when their book came out a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see any pictures of my number 7s in there. So there's a chance they didn't make
so
it.
I cook.
I was
cook-
telling them, I was like, guys, if it goes
Yeah.
over like 758, you got to be careful.
You got to be very careful.
you
Yes,
know.
you do.
And,
I cooked on
but
the
my number 5s made it in the book. That was so neat.
That's
to see it.
cool.
You know,
The
and-
Grill Dad's cookbook. Your
Congrats.
5's in there.
And they sent
That's
me one.
awesome.
They sent me one sign. That was, no, they paid me for it too. Like I always feel bad because I tell them I'll send them stuff for free, and they're like, "No, we'll support you."
I
You know.
love when they do that.
And
Some guys
they're-
take stuff for free.
they're good
sometimes-
guys, you know. Like it's
Yeah.
so much fun to meet people and see that they're the same people on camera and off camera. Like what's his face, Casey Webb, another person.
That's cool. You
at
sold
a-
him a skillet?
No, out of nowhere, he called me, and we have our secret rendezvous meeting down in like Union Beach or wherever the heck. he's
That's
from,
cool,
but,
man.
But he'll drop off stuff, and but he's the same person on camera and off camera.
Yeah.
But he started sending me some bull crap, so I had to teach him a couple things. He'd be like, "Yeah, I hit the thrifts down here," and he'd give me like 2 Wagners and then 6 like just
Taiwan.
just
Asian,
Taiwan,
yeah.
New Lodge. I'm like, listen, cool it with this stuff. Because he got excited. Like we used, I mean, we still do, but you know, when you see iron out in the wild,
Yeah.
but you know, he's going picking. I don't know where he goes.
My sister's
somewhere
doing
where
that for
he's
me
from.
right now.
But wherever he's from, they're always finding stuff, which is impressive because I don't find crap in thrift stores by me.
No,
Thrift
same.
stores are dry
But I
here.
told him, I'm like, dude,
Very.
cool it. Just get the old stuff. Remember, sometimes it says something. Sometimes there's just a number. And he's like, all right. So now he's under control, and he just gets the. But most of the time, he pays me for my services, even though I tell him just don't. Like you could just give me a shout or something, and then he gifts them to like family and friends.
That's cool.
If he's doing like he did like pop up shows, and he'll just give one away. You know what I mean? Like.
I like the idea of seeing your iron in a cookbook because
Oh, dude, it was very.
myself, I've sold skillets to chefs, and I've looked in their cookbooks, and I did not see
No, it
anything
was,
that I
Right,
sold
right.
them.
It was weirdly
That is cool,
satisfying
though.
to the ego. you
Should have
know?
posted that. What are you doing?
I did, but that was like a few years ago already.
So what?
Post
You
it
know,
again.
it was.
Don't
I know.
forget
I
that I
should
was in-
start rehashing some.
You
old
have
stuff.
to.
All you got to do, like literally, all you have to do is use a picture from 3 months ago. No one's gonna be like,
No.
"Did I see that number
Yeah,
8
yeah.
before?"
No,
No, they
like,
won't.
People
People just
call you
go,
out.
they click it.
Yeah.
Look, if they
Yeah.
like something, sometimes they hit me up. Like today, I got hit up brutally. Holy crap! Guy from Texas. He's like, "Yeah, I need one of those," because I posted like a griddle and an oval,
Right.
like literally yesterday or the day before, and I'm like, oddball shapes and whatever. Now available on Etsy. Go click my link. So the circle one sold in 20 minutes. The power of social media,
Yeah,
like,
that's it. That's
it's
it.
like, whew, man, if I had 9 million followers instead of 9,000, I'd be like, you wouldn't, this is, I don't know. But anyway, this guy was a little upset, and he's like, well, do you have any more? And I looked, and I had one. He's like, well, could you put it in the same box as this one? And he sent me a picture of a big-ass Dutch oven. I was like, yeah, all right. He's like, well, could you cram one more in it? Oh, dude, he put together a box. Like, it was
yeah,
like,
it's
it was an $80 box today. I was
Jesus
like, holy crap.
Wow.
Like,
Christ.
but it's stressful to pack that stuff.
no,
Absolutely.
But that's
Especially
why
when
you
you're
buy
stacking,
pool
yeah.
noodles at the end of the season for
Yeah.
50 cents a noodle.
Yeah.
Pool noodle boxes. I've both.
Oh, I got 2 cases of it from last, So yeah, it does get stressful to ship this stuff, but yeah, this guy, and it was all Instagram, so you don't have to pay fees, and
Yeah. Yep.
I
You, just-
shipped my first piece yesterday.
you shipped your first piece
Yeah.
yesterday.
No,
Okay.
so I that's not totally true. I picked in Arizona
Yeah.
and I shipped that stuff back to myself.
Oh, cool.
And that was back in October. But this is my first sale piece.
Yeah.
That I sold. It was that number 4 again.
That's super
Yeah,
cool.
and I'm waiting for it to get delivered and the guy to give me
that's
a
it.
thumbs up. You know,
Yeah, I don't want to take the wind out of your sails.
No.
That's an easy one, man.
no, I
A
know.
4 is an easy. When you ship
Yeah.
a 12, dude, your ass is tight for a week.
Wait until someone
Yeah.
asks for like a number 10 and
Ugh.
then the number 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're like,
No,
all
I
right,
could
I
imagine.
could put them together, and then it's in there, so you got to cradle it with stuff, and
Yeah.
and then these people, like, depending on what delivery service, it's like some of them, like, they play hockey with that crap.
I've had, yeah.
It's like
Do
a
you
competition
guys
to
use
see
fragile
who can
stickers?
jack up a box better.
Do you use fragile stickers?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
I do.
Nope.
Yeah, I do. I did
Yeah.
on this one.
Nope.
I couldn't.
You never use them, Kev? What- There's a theory behind it, or
Yeah, because
They get
not every delivery person is a happy camper.
no. It's true.
And if it says fragile on it,
Yeah.
that might be an invitation to.
No, that's true.
Target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
my wife left me, or I just lost a finger and nom. I don't know what your backstory is, but like he's gonna kick my shit if it says fragile.
I've not had an issue with it.
Nah,
I've
I won't
shipped-
do it.
I'll find out tomorrow when it
Just
gets
make
delivered.
sure you
Yeah.
have enough insurance, and
No,
That's
I
it.
insured it. Yeah.
You ever
I
get the
insured it
people?
for
Can
the-
you give me a tracking number? Like immediately? Can you give me a tracking number right now? I'm gonna be.
Etsy-
I'm on vacation. I need somebody to know. It's like, dude, just tell. Stop horse feeding me. Tell me you want me to know if you shipped it or not.
I know, but that goes with the territory. Like Etsy forces you to do it,
Right.
and then this guy who just dropped $450 with me today,
Yeah.
he already texted me on the way here.
Do you have a tracking number?
Can you? I don't mean to bother you, but I was like, yeah, man. As soon as I get home, no problem. So it's part of the, But I don't blame you.
No.
Like it's the
when you
principle.
spend that
it's
kind of money,
It's
yeah.
the principle. Like even if I spend $53 and it costs me $30 in shipping,
Yep.
I kind of want it to get safe.
Yeah.
And maybe I want to check it tomorrow. Maybe it's in the
Yeah.
next state over.
Yeah.
Maybe it's teasing me. Maybe it'll get here a little quicker.
I'm
I don't.
really excited to get it.
Oh,
I
if you-
want
if you-
every
Maybe
second.
I'll
No,
get
the
it.
law
Maybe I'll
is-
get it a day early.
Yeah. The
Oh,
law
it's in
is
Maryland.
the
Ooh.
more you look at it, the way it is.
dude.
It's
Exactly.
my
You've never bought something online that you were so excited to get that you keep refreshing
Yes.
it every
Yeah.
like 3
I
times
have.
a day?
my
We all
precious,
have.
Oh, absolutely.
my precious.
Yeah.
No, not
I,
not anymore. Now it's more like Amazon, and they come like next day, so that's boring.
You ever ship anything
Boring.
over
But
the pond?
as a kid, that excited me, man. Oh.
You ever ship anything overseas?
Oh man, I sort of stopped doing that. Like I'll do certain, like there's a way you could do regions and stuff.
Yeah.
But I took a bath in Ireland a couple years ago.
Yep. I've
Like
shipped
this
to Ireland,
person,
yeah.
like this person was like buying like a Wagner 10 for $70. You
and their
know?
shipping was 100 something.
Shipping was like 95. That was what
Yeah.
the calculator said. And then I go to the place, I fill out all the paperwork.
Custom shit.
Oh, it's such a
yeah.
kick in the stump, man. So you fill it all out, and then they're like, "All right, 135.50," and they're like, "Is there a slower method? Is there a
Cheaper?
that is a slower method. The other one is 170." So Etsy like really stuck it in there, man, and I had to eat it. And ever since, you know what I mean, like, so certain places, there is someone that buys from me. At least a few times a year, and they're over in England,
Yeah.
and they know it's going to be a bloodbath, but I'll do it off site.
You take a retainer and ship them the difference.
Now,
back.
like
That's what I do.
once you build a rapport with people, like,
Right.
like I'll like today, like the guy's like, "Do you want me to pay?" I was like, "Let's figure out shipping." I was like, "I'll pay for half the shipping because he's in Texas," and it was that was the discount instead of whatever it was.
Instead of beating you up on the skillets.
Instead of 76, like I paid like whatever 38 of it just out of I don't know. It's a whole.
Just to keep him as a client, though, that's a smart move.
And then sometimes I get emails from people. I get messages, and they're like, "Bill and Ted's Iron. They offer free shipping. Why is your shipping? I tried to order something and I backed out of it because it was $29 to ship." And I was like, "What did you try to buy?" And they were like, it was like a number 8 Wagner for like $55, and it was like 30 to ship. Like, this guy offers free shipping. I was like, "How much is the skillet though?" And they're like, $89.99. Like, so you understand that it's
The same price.
it's nine.
Yeah.
You understand it's $10 more, but the word free is there.
Right.
Isn't that amazing?
Oh, it's marketing.
How well
Yeah.
that works.
Oh.
For some people.
Oh,
No, and I do it. Too.
psychology.
Yeah, we all do it.
I do
Yeah.
it too.
Of course, I give them one price shipping and insurance included.
No, because we're all just like people are just impatient dumbasses. Sometimes people, not everyone. Sorry.
No, not everyone.
But like, they're like, but I do psychological warfare just in little, like, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be like number 3s instead of putting it for $30, $29.99.
Yeah.
Whoa,
feels
sign me
better.
up.
Yeah.
I do the same thing, like $49.99. I mean, gas prices have been doing that shit before
Ever.
we were born. Like, why is it 99 cents? Like, and then they even take it further. It'll be like 0.999. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't see,
Yeah.
You don't see one. You don't see.
You don't see one item at a store with 00 at the end.
Right.
It's
No.
99 cents,
It's always
98
99.
cents.
It'll be like a
Not one item in a
once
store.
in a blue moon, like either at like Home Depot or Walmart. There'll be something. It'll be like $7, and then there's like special stars underneath it. It means like it's either
Clearance.
discontinued,
No
Yeah.
returns.
Or-
Clearance sometimes.
Yeah.
Or, something,
or
but-
that one was like tainted in the back room somehow. and they
open
just have
return.
they have to get rid of
a
it.
returned item, whatever. But yeah, not
No,
one thing
it's
is
all-
ever the full dollar amount.
Everything.
1 cent less.
Everything is psychological warfare. And
Yeah.
I
even-
shipped a skillet to England. Now that you say that, I shipped a skillet to England and it got shipped back. And I was gifting it to someone, like a person that, like a chef out there. And I ate the shipping cost to send it out there. And it got sent back from customs.
Oh no.
I had to do it again. I'm like, Man, now I'm like,
I hope he- I
now
hope-
I'm
I hope he
way
had-
upside. And they didn't pay for it. It was a gift.
I hope he had enough followers to compensate for you. You know.
No, he did. It was good. It was worth it the first time, but the second time I'm like, God damn. And then I don't even know if the second one made it. England is tough, dude.
Is it?
Canada. So
Canada,
you know those
Canada's
cow
a little
plates,
tough, but
the cast iron
yeah.
cow plates.
Yeah, yeah.
I posted a whole table of them. I had probably 20 of them. I said, they're available. Tell me how many you want. And Matty Matheson bought them all. And he's in Canada, Toronto.
you bought all 20.
Yeah.
Oof.
For a steakhouse. Do you know how big and heavy that box was?
Oh yeah,
I would have done like
2 or 3 boxes.
I would have done 776 just to. It would have been more.
It was harder to ship those things to Canada than it was to ship. I've shipped to Germany, Ireland, Scotland, England.
Oh man.
I've even shipped the furthest thing I've ever shipped. I can't even think. I've shipped stuff to Italy. Canada was harder than all of them, and I was fine with it. I couldn't even believe that Matty Matheson wanted to buy them from
That's
me. That was
awesome.
nuts. And I told him, "Oh no, it's like let me give you a better." He's no, this is for I think it's for a steakhouse. I'm like,
Did
it
you
could
ever
be-
see it in
That's
any of
why
his
I-
social media though?
That's why I buy his cookbooks. I look for him in there. No, it
But
wasn't.
you ever post? He says he's going to use it at his restaurant. You said.
That's what I think. Why he just opened a steakhouse in Toronto, and then he
Man,
bought.
that's cool. Again, it's one of those little nerd things.
It is.
To see something that you
He's one of my favorite chefs.
owned or restored. Like
Yeah, that'd
it
be
was
cool.
very satisfying to. That's funny.
It was weird when I hit 25,000 followers. I said I wanted to cook something from one of my cookbooks, and for 20,000, I did a recipe from Brad Leone's cookbook, and for 25,000, I wanted to do Matty Matheson's cookbook. Matty Matheson was my 25,000th and one follower.
That's
Oh, was he?
funny.
Christy was like, "What the fuck?" We were sitting in this living room. I'm like, it was like my grandmom had just passed away. I got her skillet. Like it was all in this like weird time zone for me,
Right.
social media wise. And Christy's like, "I would never believe you if I wasn't."
I know. It's
Watching
like
that.
that's another thing. Like, like I don't have a ton of followers, but like some of the followers I have is like
It's insane.
like some of the American Picker people.
That's
Oh,
cool,
really?
Mike.
That's
like
cool.
like his brother and Danny.
Yeah,
Like
Oh,
it's
cool.
so like
dude,
one-
those guys are awesome.
I don't think they're so active on the giving end. They mostly just put out stuff. But
Right.
But I used to see like her like hit the like button. It's just so oddly
Dude, Danny from
satisfying.
American
It is.
Pickers, that's awesome.
I know,
It
but
is cool.
she's not active on it anymore.
Yeah, but she's looking at your shit, liking it. That's a
yeah,
feather
but
in
at
your
the time
cap,
it was
dude.
like it's so cool. It's
yeah, it is.
like it's funny.
I will say the coolest DM I ever got on a restoration was from Gordon Ramsay.
Really?
This looks great.
Huh.
Awesome job bringing it back to life.
Yeah.
I never thought that
That's
would happen
cool,
in my
man.
life. Ever.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yep. That's when I knew I was maybe doing something right. But it's
Yeah.
neat. It's because it's like he didn't buy anything from me. He didn't post anything about just to know that a chef or somebody that is immersed in that world, like Danny from American Pickers. You know how many skillets she's probably seen in her life working with Mike
Yeah.
and Fred?
Oh, definitely.
A billion. For her to say, hey, this guy's doing it. This is cool. To hit that like,
Yeah.
to see that's like fuel for the next year for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a mental thing. Like the people that I want to, that the people that really know what's going on with this are clicking like and seeing it. That's
Right.
fuel to tell me something cool is I'm doing the right thing.
Right.
You know? But it's fun, and I really appreciate you guys doing this. Tom's Refined Iron on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
And what you have any in-person shows coming up for anybody?
Yeah,
listening
we
in
actually
Jersey?
have one Sunday
Okay, where's that?
at Rancocas.
Rancocas
Yeah,
Woods?
we do most of the Rancocas Woods
Okay,
antique and antique craft shows.
okay, cool.
So
keep up with
it's
what
the
you're doing
kickoff
on your
to
Instagram.
their farmers market this weekend.
Awesome.
So it's really cool. And,
right.
and Rancocas Woods is just a cool spot.
Cool.
It really is. Antique stores and
It is. I like it there. I
Yeah.
like their bookstore. That
yeah,
little
the
bookstore.
bookstore is really cool.
You find some really hard to
Yeah.
find cookbooks
Good,
down
good
there.
restaurants.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Mom and Pa's is one of the best.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it's
Kev,
really
you're
good.
on YouTube, Cast Iron Kev, Instagram, Cast Iron Kev.
Yeah, and go follow my Facebook. I have like 14 followers. Thanks to some
right.
guy in Zimbabwe that he just got on the computer and he's just like, this is my account now. I'm the captain. Son
I
of
lost 2 Facebooks.
Son of a
I
biscuit.
am D Kevin now.
I'm the captain now. It's not yours. I'm sorry.
He's a red.
And I tried to. I called up Mark. I was like, dude, they took.
Called up Mark.
Yeah, Zuck. They didn't do crap for me.
Nah.
Again, it's not. It was like 2,200 followers.
Yeah.
but it's the
Yeah, that's a
principle,
lot.
and
Yeah.
apparently now Facebook is starting to become a thing. Now, like you said, like it's becoming more. You know,
They're very generous
they're
with their ad
starting.
revenue.
They're starting
Yes.
to pay out a little revenue. Like I don't really care about that, but traction is more important for small people like us. you
Well,
know
it
what I mean?
matters
Like,
because they're using your content to bounce advertisement off of, and if they know that people are locking on your shit, they're going to put it out there.
yeah.
That's the cool part.
But Instagram, yeah, is daily. I post daily, and I do a lot of business off of there.
Your posts are
Facebook,
great.
I would, Facebook, I would like to build up again, even though the wind got taken from my sales, man.
That's all right. I've lost probably 6 Facebook accounts.
YouTube is fun. Like I'm having so much fun doing YouTube. Not much traction over there, but I do try to show a little bit of everything.
You pull the
Because
curtain back for sure.
If I just showed our stuff, I would have like 6 followers instead of like 2,000. Our stuff, even if we're talking about it, we love it. People love it. It's kind of like, you know, if you're not an excitable character, it's kind of no one wants to just see that stuff.
Yeah, but the consistency.
But I show a little bit of everything, like estate sales, flea markets. Sometimes I show
Yeah, I like your content.
some
It's good.
selling and
I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
yeah, I
Yeah,
just need like
it's cool.
100,000 more of you,
Yeah,
and then I'll be rolling in YouTube money.
Yeah, right.
I'll upgrade my truck.
Yeah, right.
No, it's I do it for fun. If making money is a happy side effect in the
Of
future,
course.
that's
Absolutely, yeah.
I have no problem with that either. But it's fun, and I like to share ups and downs, because this isn't all roses, It's,
No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
definitely
No,
not.
it's
you know, you guys know it's a flip of the coin, man.
Yeah.
No matter how many
Absolutely.
times you ding it and hurt, sometimes they're broken, or sometimes people are trying to just get super huge money off of you, and then,
Yeah, yep.
you know, I
You know
don't
how it is. But I appreciate you guys doing this.
Yeah, no problem.
I look up to
Appreciate
you
you
guys.
having us.
I've learned.
Yeah, this is fun.
I've learned a lot from you guys. I've learned your methods,
Same.
and I really appreciate you guys doing it. You're doing it right, and let's keep putting it out there. And
Yeah.
the next generation of cast iron guys is right
Yeah.
behind us. So
Yeah,
very good. Thank you very much.
thanks.
Cool.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks, bro.